The Nordstrom Anniversary sale has started, so I picked up my mom. We headed over to the store to check out all of the beauty exclusives. From luxury makeup to skincare and fragrance, I'm going to show you everything we brought home. I am a Nordstrom card holder, so I was able to access the sale early, but by the time this video goes live, it will be open to the public. As I mentioned, this video is focused entirely on beauty, but if you head over to the Nordstrom website or the app, you will find savings on men's and women's clothing and accessories, things for the home, travel items. Before we jump in, thank you to Nordstrom for sponsoring today's video. I also want to mention that everything you're about to see was handpicked by me. I was not told what to buy or what to include. I simply chose the beauty exclusives that I was excited to bring home and share with you. As soon as we entered the beauty department, the first thing in my line of vision was something I had on my wish list, which was this jumbo-sized Kopari hydrating body wash. This looks so much bigger in person than it does online. I could not believe that this whole bottle was just $19. I first fell in love with Kopari products last September when I was in Europe with my best friend. She had this sunscreen with her, and I absolutely loved how it made my skin feel, but I also loved the glistening effect that it gives. During the Nordstrom Anniversary sale, you can get this set, which is such a great deal on those sunscreens. I did not purchase this only because I already have several backups of that product. I used this for the first time this morning, and oh my goodness, it took me right to a tropical island. This smells like the beach. So if you don't like beachy smells, you won't like this, but I'm gonna give it another smell because to me, it's just so good, and it left my entire bathroom smelling incredible as well. I also used for the first time today this T3 curling straightener. Did I need another hair tool? Absolutely not. But I thought this might be a practical purchase, being that I do need a flat iron to smooth out the hair all along my hairline. I have extremely wavy and coarse hair with a lot of cowlicks. So even a round brush and high heat with a blow dryer does not smooth around my hairline. So I typically will take a flat iron to smooth out those areas. And then what else I liked about this specifically is that the plates are rounded. So you can curl your hair with this, as well as doing what's called flat iron curls, where you take the hair between the plates, do a 3/4 turn, and then pull. And then what I like to do for a softer beach wave is take the flat iron and straighten out the ends. So with this, I figured I was getting 2 in 1. And I have used so many T3 products in the past. They have never failed me. And it's such a cute light pink color. It is a $199 value, but during the anniversary sale, it's $133.99. I also picked up this Berber Mermaid Detangling Hairbrush. I have wanted a Mason Pearson hairbrush for years, but I just never wanted to spend that much money on a hairbrush. But in the past couple of months, I have seen several content creators, beauty content creators, say that this Berber brush was a great alternative to the Mason Pearson. But at full price, this is still a $72 hairbrush. So once again, I was hesitant. But when I saw it for $50.40 to be exact, at Nordstrom, it went right into my pile of items I would be purchasing. Now again, because I do have wavy hair that I straighten, I normally use a round brush or a hair dryer or a blow dry brush to get my hair smooth. When I curl it though, to get this type of look, I do let the curls sit for a few minutes, and then I take a brush to brush them out to give them this softer look. And I didn't think that a brush would make a big difference. Many times I would just use a comb and just comb out the curls, but the shine alone that this brush gives, first of all, it is good for your hair. It distributes your hair's natural oils down the hair shaft. It reduces frizz and adds natural shine. I did not use any shine spray today. Also on my long-term wish list has been Hourglass makeup brushes. As someone who already owns a ridiculous amount of makeup brushes, I just couldn't justify buying any more. And I'll be totally honest with you, I did stop myself for a moment after I grabbed this Hourglass set in my hands. I thought, is this it? Is this the time? Are you really going to do this? These 3 Hourglass brushes, we're actually getting 4 because one is double-sided, have a retail value of $220. This set that includes this really nice pouch is $146. And I have seen so many beauty influencers who do beautiful makeup, both on themselves and on others, use these brushes and rave about them. So yeah, I went ahead and got it. And no, I do not regret it. I used these all for the first time today. I've seen some people use the larger one to blend out their concealer. I used it today to blend out my foundation. It's smaller than the foundation brushes I normally use, but I actually really liked this and I didn't mind that it took a little bit longer. I may still use this to blend out my concealer and use this one to apply concealer to my lid, which is a step that I always do. If you've seen any of my eye makeup tutorials or even my hooded eye masterclass, I always apply a little eyeshadow primer or concealer to my lids before starting my eye look. And this brush is actually perfect for that, but it is also good for blending out the concealer under your eye. You can just cover a lot more area with this one if you like to blend the concealer down in this area right here. And then this brush, today I used the more tapered side to set my under eyes with some powder. And then with this side, I used it to tap on my blush, which was from another beauty exclusive set, the Luminous Cheek Tint set. This set has an $80 value, but during the anniversary sale in this specific set, you get 2 beautiful shades of the Luminous Silk Cheek Tints. One is more matte, one is luminous, and all I have on my cheeks today is this combination. I applied the mauve shade to the apples of my cheeks and blended it out, and then I took this shine shade and used it almost like a transition blush, which I love the look of. So I don't have this stark lightness in this area that makes it look like I haven't blended my concealer into my blush. This makes it look like I have blended my concealer and blush together perfectly because it gives you that gradient. So you're going from the darker color to the lighter color with a bit of glow. And then I just sort of pat that onto my cheekbones. These are so good. On my eyes is this YSL eyeshadow quad. The only reason why I did not purchase this incredible set from the anniversary sale is because I already owned the eyeshadow quad that is in the set. If you do not already own this eyeshadow quad, I highly recommend this kit. You are going to love it. These shades are going to work on every skin tone. The mascara is amazing. I have not tried the eyeliner, but honestly, I have loved every YSL product I think that I have ever tried. I feel like the quality of YSL makeup is very consistent, and $81 is such a great deal. And just look at the reviews. Out of 1,472 reviews, this set has almost a full 5 stars. Okay, I realize I just said I did not buy that YSL set because I already owned the eyeshadow palette. So why then did I purchase the YSL Love Shine Plumping Lip Gloss Duo when I already own one of the shades? Well, that's because I love this shade. I love this formula. It is shade number 44, by the way. I have 3 other shades, and I really, really wanted shade 2. Lucky Moonstone, I think that's what this is called. This is the best gloss to put over any lip combo. Of course, you can wear it alone, but today I've applied it over a lipstick and a liner, which I will have listed and linked in the description box. I love this plumper because it does have a little bit of a tingle, but in my opinion, it's not too bad. I love the shine that it gives. Whenever I'm wearing any shade of this Love Shine Plumping gloss. I inevitably receive compliments on my lip combo. And of course, the packaging is super luxe. And I love how tiny they are because you can fit them into any makeup bag or small clutch if you're going out for the evening. And I'm just either going to keep the second shade 44 to myself, or I will give it to my best friend who I will be seeing next weekend, because I am that kind of friend. I like to share. If you noticed during that in-store footage, my mom was checking out a little set from Charlotte Tilbury. I did not purchase that for her because I told her I already had multiples of the products that were in that set that I could just give her. She did, however, tell me that she was in need of a new mascara. And my mother has extremely sensitive eyes. I've given her mascaras to try in the past, and she's always had some sort of reaction or her eyelids just itched. So I recommended she get this Clinique set. It is an excellent mascara. It gives length, it gives volume, and it is perfect for sensitive eyes. I also gave her one of my Supergoop sunscreens. That is why the packaging looks like this. I gave her one because as I was picking it up, she said, "Oh, do you use that sunscreen?" And I said, "Yeah, I've been using it for a while. I absolutely love it." In case you didn't know, I live in Las Vegas. It is sunny here more than 300 days a year. We go through sunscreen like crazy. So when I can get a deal like this, you bet I'm going to take it. So I'm just noticing now it is a sunny citrus scent. I think the ones I have don't have any scent. It is a non-sticky spray, SPF 50, and it is water and sweat resistant for up to 80 minutes. Now I need to know what this smells like. Oh, I like. Ooh, that's very nice. Now I'm thinking I may need to get another 3-pack. Oh, I do want to note that I use the Kopari when I'm not going to be going into water because that one is not water resistant. So I use the Kopari when I'm just going to be in the sun, not going into any body of water like a pool or an ocean. But let's be real, I do not go into the ocean because usually the water is way too cold for me, but I digress. This for going in the water, Kopari for when I want my skin to look pretty, but also protected. So that is everything I purchased, but I do want to make a couple of other recommendations before I close out this video. The Clinique Moisture Surge 100 Hour Moisturizer. This is honestly one of the best moisturizers you can buy if you have oily or oily to combination skin, especially if you're wanting to use it under makeup. And during the Nordstrom Anniversary sale, you can purchase the jumbo size. This is not the jumbo size. This is the regular 1.7 ounce size. The jumbo is 4.2 ounces for $58. And actually, I would still recommend this to someone with dry skin in the summer months. Maybe not for the winter months, but in the summer, if you live in a humid climate and you're finding that your moisturizer is just not playing nicely with your foundation or your skin tint, I highly recommend you give the Clinique Moisture Surge a try. And finally, so many of you over the years have told me to try the Clarins Double Serum. So as you can see, I have been trying it and it is fantastic. It is just as good as so many of you told me it was. So I am also recommending the Double Serum Double Edition Anti-Aging Set. You get 2 full-size double serums plus an eye cream for $221. That one has a value of $324. The Clarins Double Serum helps with pore size, fine lines. It is a dual formula that targets 2 types of aging, chronological and environmental. It's formulated from 22 plants and 5 molecules for maximum efficacy. I have not tried the eye cream just yet, but that set may or may not be in my cart because, like a lot of you, I get home, I look at my purchases, and I think, was there something else I should have bought? You know, I was trying to be good. I was trying to stick to a certain budget, but yeah, I'm second guessing myself because the savings on some of these beauty exclusives is like too good to pass up. Something I do have to order online because they told me they did not have it in store was this Makeup Forever set. Wherever Walnut is one of my favorite lip liners. I have seen so many makeup artists use Limitless Brown not only as a lip liner, but also as a beautiful sort of mid-tone brown liner. And then you really can't go wrong with a clear gloss. I do own this gloss in a tinted shade, so I already know I like the formula. And I just really like the mini pencils for travel or just to keep in my purse. So yeah, that is everything I picked up as far as beauty goes from the Nordstrom Anniversary sale. Of course, I will have everything shown, listed, and linked down below in the description box. If you would like my opinion on any of the other beauty exclusive sets that are available, please don't hesitate to ask me in the comments. I do try to respond to as many comments as I can, especially when it's a specific question. Of course, I want to give a big thanks to my mom for another wonderful day of shopping and lunch. I'm so grateful that at 53 years old, I can still call up my mom and say, hey, you want to go shopping? You want to have lunch? I'm grateful every day for that. Oh my gosh, I'm going to start crying. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, I hope that you'll consider doing so. I do upload new videos at least twice per week. You can also find me over on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. My username is the same on every platform. It's Risa Does Makeup. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video.